guys, today's November nonsense word is changing. I took this one from Hannah Witton's Instagram. I have a lot to say about change and things changing. My life is filled with changes. I am terrified of change, and at the same time I love it, whilst also really hating it. If I am given a choice where I need to decide whether or not I want to make a change, I'm always on the fence about it, because there's always a part of me that says, oh, I want it so bad, it would be so amazing, and there's another part of me that says, oh, I hate it. For example, perfect example, coming here, I knew in my heart that it was what I wanted. I knew it would be terrifying, but I also knew it was my dream and it was something I really wanted to do, and I'm so glad I did it. But I was constantly on the verge of saying, do I really need to go? Wouldn't it just be easier if I stayed in Australia? And it would have been. That's a fact. It would have been a lot easier for me to just stay in Australia. But first of all, the fact that it was scary was already a reason for me to go. The idea that I was doing something that was scary was, for me, exciting. And also, what's the point in doing things that are easy when you can do things that are wild? The problem also with change is you never know in advance if it's going to be good or bad, and sometimes you don't know until after. For example, when we moved to Australia, I thought that was a terrible change, and it turned out to be very good, and I'm very glad we did it, and I'm eternally grateful to my parents that we moved. But at the time, it was an awful decision and I was very angry at them. But now I've become so accustomed to change in my life, because I've just experienced so much change, that for me, and I mentioned this in my beginnings video, I can't imagine a simple life with no changes. I just can't. My life from now on, it's always been on the path to go off the path. Like, it was always gonna go weird, wonky, you know, and I think that's great, and I think that's so incredible. And one of the things I've noticed more and more is that whenever someone mentions a country or a place, I think, oh, that would be a cool place to live. And it's that thing of, I'm almost happy to live anywhere, I'm happy to experience anything, and honestly, if in my life I visit and live in all 192 countries, I will not be complaining. I will be delighted. And there will be hardships, and there will be rewards, and I know that even if there are more hardships than rewards, I'll still want to do it. For me also, I'm the kind of person who's very motivated by myself. By that I mean, if someone says, oh, I can't see you doing that, you bet I'm gonna do it. And it's funny because people know that by now, and yet still they're sometimes surprised by it, which I find kind of weird and a little bit annoying, because it's like, get over it, but also funny. But I guess my point for this video is just, yes, change is terrifying and awful, and it can be really terrible, because I've experienced that firsthand. At the end of the day, it's good. And I guess this again links very much to my beginnings video, in that I'm saying all of the changes you make are gonna end up for the better, and you're always gonna look back and think, I'm so glad I did that, because even if the position you're in at the time is awful, it will bring you to your next point, and you can just see it as a stepping stone. And that's sort of the attitude I've also started to take with anytime I need to make a decision about some big changes in my life. I just think there is no wrong answer, because it will bring me to a point where I will look back and think, thank God I did that. Now, I do not believe in everything is planned or everything's for a reason or whatever that is, but I do believe you can look back and give it a reason. So changes will end up being okay, and what makes them scary is what makes them exciting. Am I a motivational speaker or what? Bye!